Welcome, welcome, welcome. So curious how you are. Drop in the chat just how you're doing. I have a lot that was being channeled through me today that I want to share with you. I'm Sarah Evangeline. I'm the founder of the Soul Talk Method. I'm here to give people a solution for their emotional pain at the root, which means you don't just get mindset with me, you get the whole package because true healing happens through our body. And I want to give some clarity on this, some education with psychology. Just, I do have my master's in psychology and counseling. And also, I saw major problems in that, and that it wasn't giving people a full rounded solution. So I'm here because it saved my life first. And I'm here because I'm passionate about giving people a safe space for them to say the things that sometimes their spouse doesn't even know, that they struggle to express themselves because we have lived in suppression long enough. And it can be hard, though, to come out of that and really be your full self. So I'm here to help guide you home to yourself, home to your body, home to your mind, and then your spiritual connection and what that means to you, right? We are here, like the ones who are taking responsibility for their emotions, watch out. They are the most dangerous people in the world, but I say that loosely because you're the most powerful person in the world, because instead of being swayed from side to side of you know your beliefs, you're in control of your emotions. you know your trauma either has you or you have it. And what I mean by that is you either wake up every day in that emotional roller coaster, or you have those dips of, okay, you're great for a few weeks or a few months, and then the emotional roller coaster sets in. I want you grounded. I want you balanced. I want you to know who you are and be so connected that you know you are worthy, you know you belong, and you know you have a purpose. And our purpose, this is why I'm here as well. I live my life chasing my purpose outside of me. Our purpose is within us, and then we express it outwards. So let's get started. I'm so glad you're here. I was actually doing the somatic practice I teach my clients just now, and I had so much channel through me. And this is why I'm so passionate about this work, is because your body has so much to tell you. And you cannot just think your way out of the pain. You cannot just think your way out of the spirals. It's actually going to keep you in that dip, in the cycle. Um, and I want to just back up a little bit. I'm going to give some context. Your mind picks what's familiar because your body is what needs to shift. Okay? Your mind will pick what's familiar because it's your body that feels unsafe right now. So when you start, and this is called the body up approach, which is psychology, they're coming out with that now, new awareness, right? The body up approach instead of the up down approach. So the body up approach is you start to learn to be safe in your body, and you start to learn to be connected instead of afraid of yourself and afraid of your emotions. How many of you are afraid when fear and anxiety come up, or when an uncomfortable emotion comes up? Do you know that every single time you go, oh, I just got to get out of it, I just got to deny myself it, it's uncomfortable, the fear, the anxiety, I can't touch it, you're actually rejecting a piece of you, and then you continue in. You might get through it for the day, right? Like you might be okay, you are able to get through the week, but those emotions are sitting in your body, and they're coming up because a part of you does not feel safe. So to simplify it, this is what I teach my clients is whenever an emotion or a pattern comes up, it is your inner child, a past version of you coming up because it's been craving safety. And this is the thing, is every single time you get into your body, you move into completion of what happened to you. When you only try to heal through mind alone, what you're doing is you're not giving yourself the completion of what happened to you. So for example, because it's really important that you understand how your body works. Um, when you have a traumatic event happen, whether it was last year with an abusive partner, or in childhood just because our parents didn't know, right? We have to have grace for our parents. We didn't know about the emotional movement until like the last decade. It's really been coming out, so thank goodness that we're here. But let's say like your parents had good intention, but something traumatic happened to you, like you witnessed someone else get pulled into an ambulance. So it didn't even directly happen to you. I'm going to use this example because some people will say, "Oh, I didn't have trauma. My parents were healthy." Yeah, but were you taught to regulate? And most of us were not, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. there's still so much life for you to live regulated, okay? But it's what you choose to do with it now. Are you going to connect with your body, or are you going to continue on in the cycles that are hurting you? It's your choice. It's your choice. Um, so let's say there's a little girl who sees someone else go through something traumatic and she sees them being taken away by ambulance. She may not have had that directly happen to her, but she witnessed that. And then what does she do? She internalizes this anxiety and this fear of, will that happen to me? And she lives through that lens. Seriously, this is what can happen. So she witnessed a traumatic event, and because she didn't know, like, okay, I need to regulate, I need to give my body some space to breathe. She moved on in that with panic and not completion. Another example is, yeah, let's use a more intense example, which, by the way, no one has worse off than another person. If you're not safe in your body, you need this work, period. And there's a space for you. You have so much time left to do this. Um, but like, let's say mom or dad are actually abusive, and you have to walk on eggshells because you never know when dad is going to explode or not. Sometimes he's nice and sometimes he's not. You develop this fight or flight in your body where you're constantly walking on edge, you're constantly walking on eggshells, you never feel good enough, you're maybe blamed for their behavior. So your body is actually currently, if you haven't regulated at the nervous system level, your body is still sitting in that panic. And that's why you wake up with anxiety or a panic attack, which was me, by the way. This, I'm telling my story right here, but it's very common in some of my clients. Um, you know, you wake up with panic every day. I used to like have to read the room of, what could go wrong for me to be okay. So the difference is now I hold myself in safety and my body is balanced so that when I enter a room, I know I've got me. I don't need to, carry other people's emotions. Because I would carry my dad's emotions because it was the only way for me to feel safe. I'd have to change who I was according to how he would behave. A lot of us grew up like that, and we didn't even know it wasn't normal. Like, stress was my constant state. So if you have inner turmoil, you don't even need to know. Like, people will ask me, do I need to remember what happened to me? No. A lot of the ways your mind will protect you from remembering, but your body holds it. And that's why the anxiety, the constant anxiety plays out. That's why you live in fear and you sometimes feel paralyzed by loneliness. Something happened to you to put your body in that stressed out state. So, what I'm here to do is guide people into being safe within themselves, into a secure future beyond the pain. And I want you to get so excited for your life because even for myself, I said this to someone over the weekend just because I was basking in how good my life is now. And myself 10 years ago, when I didn't know how to get myself out of bed because I was just doing mindset stuff and my whole body was like in chronic pain. I was having huge gut issues. I had to, yeah, anyways. It was very, very lonely, right? Like, a lot of you are lonely and no one knows. So talk to me. Talk to me about it. I want to hear your story. Um, what was I saying? Oh, like myself 10 years ago, there was a part of me that didn't know I'd make it this far in enjoying life. And it's very, very real what happened to you. The emotions you feel are very, very real. They're not there for just nothing. They're there to actually teach you. And the ones who are really committed to this journey to change their life, they understand that their emotions are not something to fear. Their emotions become their greatest teacher. So your emotions, I want you to look at it as they are your greatest teacher. And then come join me in the Soul Talk method because I'm going to give you the guidance and the safety to actually unlearn at the root in your body of what's not serving you, of what's hurting you, of what's feeding those spirals that happen once in a while that hurt you, and come into who you truly are. Because when you learn to be safe and stable in your body, everything else changes. The worthiness changes within yourself. Having a friend that values you changes. Knowing how to be safe in your own skin instead of avoiding yourself, it is everything because it impacts, like, the fact, like sometimes I will sit here and the fact that I am safe in this environment is huge to me. I'll never take this life for granted because there was a time where I would enter every single room and not feel safe. It's a horrible feeling. I get it. I've been there. And everyone thinks you're good. You know, I was really, really good at pretending I was okay. And we're living in this timeline right now where the masks are falling. You can't fake it anymore. People are learning to face themselves. And I'm going to tell you, it's the most courageous work because it does feel hard, especially at the beginning. Um, you'll have a higher standard for yourself. You, but like living a life worthy as opposed to living your day from that place where you don't feel like you belong and you don't feel like you're enough, it feels like hell, right? Like it's a constant inner battle within yourself. And it's because your mind and body are not in that connected alignment space. Um, so yeah, I was just basking in how good life is right now. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being safe. There's a difference. Like, even I laughed at myself as I posted one of my videos yesterday. My hair was an absolute mess. And I had calls all day. I did not have time to wash my hair. And it was like, yeah, I can post a video with my hair a mess because I want people to see how aligned I am and what's possible for them. Not that my hair is good. I mean, I love a good hair day. I did wash my hair this morning, but you know what I mean. Um, and a lot of us were taught that we're not worthy unless we get that perfect mark, right? If you got a 97, but your parents scolded you because you should have gotten 100, that's impacting how you see yourself. They're like, it can start so minuscule of you needed a hug, but you weren't given a hug from your parents. Um, and so, this is the work. This is the work. This is what I'm here for. It is so needed today. Um, so I'm sitting there and I start to just tear up and I say, I am so overwhelmed with how life can be. Life is so good. I wanted to escape myself. I wanted to escape, but we can't actually escape. We have to learn to meet ourselves with sacredness, with gentleness, with compassion, learning to love every part of us instead of deny ourselves our emotions. So, I want to just talk to you today about that because the more awareness, when you understand how your body works, it changes everything. When you learn that, okay, you don't have to overwork with more self help mindset stuff, which is good. We do need the mind. But the mind is programmed to keep you safe and keep you protected. But, it's not really safe, it's survival. And you're meant to live beyond survival. If you've been to a therapist or to another coach, even that tells you, yeah, you just need coping mechanisms, you just, trauma, there's no way out of it, you just need to learn to cope, that's a red flag to me. It's a red flag. Yes, it starts there. You need a safe space to talk it out. You need a safe space to be validated. It starts with coping mechanisms, but that's just the start. Because when you come into your body and your body learns to be safe, which is its birthright, before you had a traumatic thing happen to you, just look at a child. They come in the room, they're full of expression. Maybe they're singing a song. Maybe they've got their underwear on their head. They're just being themselves. And then, if they're called stupid for having the underwear on their head, right there, they get shut off from their true self and they start to learn to suppress. So if you have that repeatedly happening, that, whether you have an abusive parent that you grew up with, or just you weren't taught how to regulate your emotions, this is Dr. Gabor Maté, which I might be pronouncing his name wrong. He is a doctor in trauma. Pretty sure he's a psychotherapist, but he talks about that. Trauma starts when you are denied your true self in childhood. And I am sure that every single one of us here was taught that because we didn't know. The school system is starting to change. Parents are starting to to notice that emotional regulation is the priority for their children, and it starts with you. You know, if you want to put your kids first, make yourself a priority too. You can have both. You can hold yourself in a higher standard for your emotions and learn to meet yourself in this way. You deserve it, and you can give to your kids. Don't wait until your kids are 18 to start doing this work, okay? You can have both. You deserve both. So, yeah, I did make a post yesterday about why I'm not working for an organization and why therapy can be dangerous. And this is why I want you to have the context. There are amazing therapists out there. It is not black and white. But when you are not taught the piece, the missing piece is the body. If you're only taught to unpack patterns, to heal your inner child through your mindset, you're going to be fighting yourself because emotions run through your body. When your body just starts to learn to be safe, it doesn't have to have it fully mastered, because this is a completely new habit for you when you haven't been taught this. Your body just needs to start to learn to be safe. Then you realize, oh, my emotions, the fear, the anxiety, it needs to run through my body. This is what you need to learn to trust yourself and your intuition. This is what you need to learn to be able to ignite your spiritual connection. It flows through the body, up through the mind. But every single time we deny this part of ourselves and only live from here, we're actually repeating the things we want to get out of. So the mind is incredible. We need the mind. But very often, when you haven't incorporated the body, what will happen is you'll wake up with the same past thing repeating right here. The mind loves to hold us in that protection, but it's actually keeping us stuck in the past, right? Like even one of my clients communicated to me this morning, I woke up in a funk today. What do I do? Okay, that funk is reminding you of your past self that was unworthy, the fear. What is it teaching you? The ones who are committed to this, they, and myself included, we get up every morning. We remind ourselves who we are not. I'm not going to sit here and blame my mom for what she didn't know. I'm going to take responsibility and go, okay, my mom might have demonstrated to me unworthiness through her own limitations because she didn't know. So maybe I wake up in that and it's like, oh, am I going to be enough today? Wait. That's not who I am. That is, if it's of fear, it's from something else outside of you. Don't let that be your day. Don't live from that space. Acknowledge it. Okay? Oh, that's my inner child that felt like I had to carry my mom. Right? We don't operate that anymore. I see you. You're coming with me today, but I'm going to tap into that part of me that knows that I'm worthy, that I'm wise. I'm going to go regulate. I said that I did the somatic movement before I came on here. And then I remind myself who I'm going to be today. Have you done that? Have you gotten into your body to really learn who you are? Guys, when I did this work, I didn't even know what my favorite color is. And it's kind of funny, but your favorite color matters. Your favorite color matters because if you've been taught to carry other people's emotions and chase approval, most likely your favorite color has to do with what you thought would be accepted by someone else. And it starts that basic. That starts that basic where, who are you? Who are you? You have versions of yourself that you haven't even met yet. And this is what I wanted to say. When I was sitting there and, tears filled my eyes of how good life can be, I remember pivotal moments in my life where I was scared. I think back to 8 years ago when I made the decision to leave church and to leave religion. I was in school to become a pastor, and it was actually through a spiritual discipline course while I was in school to be a pastor that I started to awaken to something beyond religion with God. And I learned unconditional love for myself through this book. It was really, really beautiful. It was a huge process. And I was also terrified because I was scared of what my family was going to think of me. I was questioning my beliefs. I knew I still believed in God, but I just knew I couldn't partake with some of these beliefs and doctrines that just did not resonate with my body. And I started to learn to trust myself, that it was okay, that nothing bad was going to happen to me for having different beliefs. But I remember like there being pivotal moments of being, okay, if I leave religion behind, or that part, like, right, there's many religions, so I don't mean to generalize, just what I grew up in, which was Christianity, by the way. And I have Christian clients. I'm not here to tell you who to be. I'm here to guide you home to you. And if it is to be a Christian, I want to ignite that in you. I want you to own it. I want you to be your full self, which if that's part of your journey, awesome. I want you to though to believe what you believe and not just what someone else handed to you. It's really, really important to know what you believe. Um, so anyways, but I remember these pivotal moments like every few years, right? Like just sitting, going, I'm going to enter the unknown. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I have a choice. Am I going to go back to that old programming, to that old storyline that says, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, you don't get it, Sarah, right? Like I really struggled in school. A lot of us do that want to do this work. We struggled in school. Um, you know, I was told over and over again by teachers, Sarah, you just don't get it. It's not how you do things. You don't have that. So I remember like every single time I was about to step into the unknown and do something that wasn't created yet, but it was trusting my body, or I was feeling pulled by my soul to do something, but it, it just other people were telling me it wouldn't work. It's impossible. I remember these pivotal moments just sitting there going, I have a choice. I can either go back and listen to these voices in my head, or I can trust my body that says, oh, let's find out. And this is what this work is too, is that terrified feeling. It's usually a sign that your brain is trying to keep you in the past, and your body's like, you usually have this glimmer of like, and my soul is calling me deeper. My soul is calling me deeper. So this work is when you get into your body and you rewire your mind through your body, you ignite this soul-led legacy. And I say this, you're either living a self-abandonment journey or a soul-led journey. And this is what's really exciting, is because your emotions are going to teach you how to ignite your uniqueness, your giftings, what you're here to do. You want to serve the world. We all do. And it starts with you first. Are you going to sit with yourself? Guys, at the beginning of this, I had written a book. I had a huge following on Instagram. It all crumbled because I did not know how to be with my body. I was still avoiding my emotions. I want you to build a firm foundation. A lot of you are entrepreneurs. A lot of you, you have these big ideas and they're there for a reason. They're being planted. You are meant to live them out. Hold your vision and then sit with your vision and take it in for yourself first. That is why, like, if I want to build a business and continue to hold it with integrity, where I can fully show up for myself and my clients, I better be living out what I teach. That is a standard I hold for myself. It was actually the very first thing I learned with my master's. I have my master's in life coaching, counseling, and psychology, just so you know. And with the life coaching, my professor said to me, the very first thing he said, this is an oath of integrity. You must be living out what you're teaching, or you have no, what was the word he said? I'm blanking on it. He said something like, you can't hold someone else. You can't give them the safe space if you haven't given it to yourself first. So I don't want you to delay it, right? I don't want you to keep denying. Like when you deny yourself your vision, you are denying yourself love. And you are one with love. When you come into your body, you learn to operate in love, not chase after love. And let me tell you, it is a completely different way of living. Operating in love is secure. Operating in love knows, okay, that person didn't accept me, but I'm going to go into that room where there's 10 people where I set the rules on that table and I belong there and they see me. You know, that safety is everything. Do you want to live the rest of your life barely getting by, or do you want to build a firm foundation where you can? I literally will sit at my kitchen table and just stare at my couch and love it. And that's a sign of someone who, trauma and panic, and I never got to appreciate and be present. Presence is everything. Presence in your body. And then guess what? Your body knows how to heal you faster than your mind can try to like think its way out, because it wants to like make sense of everything. Your body holds more trauma than your mind. And when you learn to do it this way with me, and I mean, if you want to work with someone else, just make sure they understand this. Seriously, you don't want to just buy another cheap fix band-aid solution. You want to be healing at the root, which is through your body, and then everything else comes. Um, Being appreciative of where you are in the present. A lot of us don't know how to do that. A lot of my clients, when they come into the space, that is, it's really hard for them because they've learned that they have to control, they have to look for what's wrong. They're always looking for the next thing to go wrong, that they can't be here. And when you learn to be here with yourself, you learn to see that miracles are all around you. This life gets to be so, so, so good because your state of being is safe. Your state of being is not determined with what happens outside of you, but because of who you are and as you become. I'm still becoming, but I'm becoming from that secure, safe place within myself where if I go to a family gathering and I'm triggered by what they still believe or something that they say to me, I've got me. I want you to have you. It's so, so, so vital and important because, like I said at the beginning, you want to know your purpose. It's by learning who you are, getting in touch with your emotions, building safety because your purpose is you. Within you, you learn it within you. You can't do this without the body. You can't. I don't want you to live a life half lived. It's through the body. And when you learn how to be within your body, then your purpose comes out and it's expressed outward. So if you're chasing your purpose of it being, my purpose is not my business. It is me. If all of Facebook shuts down tomorrow and I've got to find something else, my identity is not going to be shaken. Yeah, I'm going to need to grieve. I'm going to be sad. I'm going to miss you guys. But I'm here because my purpose is within me. When I go to the grocery store, my purpose is me. And I'm going to, you know what I do when I go into a grocery store? I say to God, show me who needs me today and show me who I need today. And I have the most amazing conversations with strangers. And I receive from them wisdom and they receive from me. I've built relationships with cashiers because my purpose is within me and I express it outwards. When you go into a grocery store, are you stressed? Do you not want to pay full price for groceries? Do you just want to get through it? That's a sign that you're not stable. It's like, seriously, it starts like this tiny. I go to the grocery store and I fucking love it. I can't wait. I like sit, I don't sit there, but like I go through it and I get to connect with myself. What food do I want to have? I look people in the eyes because my purpose is loving myself and then loving them. That's what all our purpose is. We're here to unlearn fear that's sitting in our body so we can live in love. And it matters, like you want your family to be healthy, it starts there too. How are you showing up for your family? It's a direct correlation of how you're showing up for you. How are you showing up for your neighbors? Can you freely give to them? Or are you like, oh, it's not safe to give to them, right? Like it starts here. This work is so sacred. This is the most sacred work you will ever do. So that's it for today because I've got a call in about a half an hour. I want you to really ask yourself, what kind of future do you want to build? Because it matters what you're doing right now in the present moment. Are you safe in your body or are you wanting to escape yourself? And if you're wanting to escape yourself, I want you to know I'm here to hold you in safe space. The Soul Talk method is for you. You're going to receive a safe space with me. I want to validate and hear what happened to you. Sometimes I'm the first person that someone is told what actually happened to them. Then I want you to learn how to heal things at the root, which is through your body. I want you to learn to be comfortable with your emotions, how to actually integrate them and embody who you are. I want you to be confident and worthy, not fake it till you make it. I want you to have tools from psychology that help you heal your inner child, understand your nervous system, and deepen your self-trust, intuition, and soul connection, and everything in between. So when you come into this container, you receive VIP sessions with me, WhatsApp access between sessions, and lifetime access to this method. Again, this is your decision. This is the journey home for you. Something happened to you without your permission, but you have permission now to take control of your life, responsibility, and be committed to change the rest of your journey. It is so possible. It is so possible. You deserve it. I'm guiding you back to your birthright, which is safety and unconditional love. And when you live your life from that place, everything changes. You want that house, you want that romantic partner. I'm not here to say you have to do this fully. You can have both. You need to have both, or else you'll get the house, you'll get the thing outside of you, and you'll bring that chaos with it, and it will feel like that spiraling nightmare all over again. You get to exit the loop. You get to exit the loop. Get excited for your life. Send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your story. Sending you so much love. Live from love today, not fear, right? Are you choosing to live from love? That's how you make your decisions, by the way. How can you make your next decision for today out of love for yourself instead of fear of what could go wrong? Huge difference. Huge difference. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.